All right, good morning, everyone. This is the fourth time I've recorded this same video, so I think I got it right this time, hopefully, my goodness. Okay, I'm going to start off with the daily vocabulary. I'm going to read the reading passage with us, and I'll let you guys do the close read questions by yourself. Again, it's May 4th, 2020. Here we go. We do a screen share here first of our vocabulary words. First one is interactive. It means responsive or to react to. The example, the new game I got for Switch is really interactive because I can do things with the movement controls. So you can act with it and it kind of reacts to you. Number two, obvious. It means predictable or clear. Example, the answer to the test was obvious. A lot of times in the quizzes on Canvas, I make some of the answers obviously wrong. Number three, theories. It's a guess or a hypothesis. A hypothesis is like your best guess about how something works. An example, Mr. G told us his theories of who drank all of his Baja Blast, but we all know that it was him. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this screen. Back to me. Okay, and now I'm going to open Jess and Laylah's Astronomical Adventure, Part 2, starting on page 9. Just to double check that, I'm going to do a stop share screen, and double click there. Okay. Just again, this is the part that's been driving me nuts all morning. Yeah, this looks better without a hat. Sideways hat. It's too informal. Okay, here we go. Dr. Goggles was still talking. Anaximander influenced another important Greek astronomer called Pythagoras, she continued, and Pythagoras believed that crystal spheres spun around Earth. The crystal spheres held the sun, the moon, the stars, and the planets, and he believed that when the spheres touched each other, you could hear music. Musical crystal spheres sounded pretty, thought Laylah, imagining wind chimes hanging in space, chiming against each other. These two men are Aristotle and Aristarchus, said Dr. Goggles, tapping two more pictures on her interactive screen. They lived more than 100 years after Pythagoras. Aristotle was a very clever scientist who proved that Earth was a sphere, not the shape of a can of beans. However, he still believed the sun moved around the Earth, while Aristarchus thought the sun moved around the sun. I keep saying that. Aristarchus thought that Earth moved around the sun. The sun moving around the sun would be weird. Who do you think was right? Aristarchus, obviously, said Jess, rolling her eyes. Well, that sounds obvious now, said Dr. Goggles. Move this thing out of the way. But it wasn't so obvious 200 years ago, before we had the scientific knowledge we have today. The world believed that Aristotle for 1,600 years until Nicholas Copernicus came along. Let me move my screen there. Okay, that's out of the way. My brother has a friend named Nicholas, called out Danny Phillips to no one in particular. My dog's name is Copernicus, Jay Jefferson joined in, but we call him Copper for short. My dog's name is Waffles, and we call him Bad Dog for short, giggled Laylah. Dr. Goggles cleared her throat, and the class quickly stopped talking about their pets. Nicholas Copernicus was born in 1473 in Poland, she said. Like Aristarchus, he believed that Earth revolved around the sun. This theory is known as heliocentrism. Helio means sun, centrism means in the middle, so sun in the middle. 100 years after Copernicus, an astronomer named Galileo tried to prove that Copernicus's ideas were correct, but Galileo was arrested in 1633 for suggesting that Earth wasn't at the center of the universe. Laylah sat up. Did he go to jail, Dr. Goggles? She asked. Not exactly, Dr. Goggles said, but after refusing to give up his beliefs, he was eventually placed under house arrest. The authorities wanted to keep a close eye on him. I'd like to be under house arrest, said Danny Phillips. Then I could watch TV all day long. They hadn't invented TV in 1633, Denny, said Jess, rolling her eyes at Laylah. Just then the bell rang. Right before you go, homework time, said Dr. Goggles, and everyone in the class groaned. Ignoring the groans, she began. I want you to imagine what would happen if all the astronomers we have talked about today got together for a dinner party. What would they argue about? Would they make friends with each other? And would they learn anything new? What do you think they would say if you told them what we know about their theories? I'd like you to write a one-page paper about this, and you can work in pairs if you'd like. Now off you go, and I'll see you next week. All right, so again, this was Jess and Laylah's Astronomical Adventure, Part 2, pages 10 through 14. I hope you guys have a great Monday. Talk to you later.